Hey everybody, it's Christina of CraftyPaws. I'm here to share with you guys a couple of layouts that I've done recently. These are pictures from my recent family vacation in St. Augustine, Florida over the Christmas holidays. And I wanted to do a couple of layouts to use the layouts that I had started at the Art Anthology Scrapbook Expo mixed media class that I had taken last July. So I had done these layouts knowing that we were going to take our family vacation in St. Augustine. And so I had kind of a preconceived idea of the general feel of the layouts that I wanted to do. And so I thought today I would just go over with you guys what I did. So this is the first layout. It basically features my dad. This is going to be a little gift to him. And basically I started with a Canson XL watercolor textured paper. And I love this for mixed media because it takes up wetness so well. And then along the edges, I used Art Anthology mud texture paste, which gives like the texture of kind of sand, like wet sand. And I love that look. And I did that all around the edges. Then on the background, I used Art Anthology Sandstone Stone Effects, which gives kind of a gritty, sandy texture, but not the wet look of this darker mud paste. This, I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better on the second layout, which is this one. And you can see what I did was I took the back end of a paintbrush and I wrote in St. Augustine. And I really like that sandy look. I also sprayed over top some Heidi Swap color shine in gold. And I think that that helped bring out the letters a little bit better. It, gave a kind of golden hue. And then the recessed areas where the St. Augustine is a paler color because it didn't take on the spray. I also use the Art Anthology Siesta Key Spray to get this kind of aqua little drips and spray look. You can see it more clearly here and here. I also did some more Heidi Swap gold color shine here and here just to kind of keep the continuity across both layouts. Those are kind of the main kind of mixed media elements that I added to it. And then for embellishments, I added the little paper flowers, some in, like a white, some in a beige. You can see here. Others I sprayed with that Art Anthology Siesta Key Spray. It's this aqua, the same that I used on the background there. I also used a blue from Art Anthology. But I really like, repeating that blue teal kind of color throughout because it kind of beckons or refers back to the water at the beach or at this is actually downtown St. Augustine, where there's like a bridge that comes up, and the Castillo de Marcos, it's like a fort. It's really old. I think the largest stone fort or the oldest in the country. And then I also used a whole bunch of little seashells, some that I had in my stash, some that were part of the kit that Art Anthology passed out. I also had some little shards, which you can buy. It's like vase filler shards of seashells. I also had some little bits of coral and just mixing all of that together along with some other vase filler. This is this clear stone that you can find at the Dollar Tree. I also included some smaller ones. This is from Pretty Pink Posh. This is a 6mm and the 4mm droplets. I'm going to put links to whatever I can find online in the description box below. So if you're interested in any of these kind of materials, please check that out. I also love adding the texture of this burlap. I don't know, some reason that makes me think of like thatched huts and beachy scenes and stuff like that. So I did some burlap and I just frayed the edges, pulling off some of the edge threads there to give this kind of shaggier look. There's also some gauze or cheesecloth that I kind of layered in on top of that. And like I said, all the little seashells from my stash and from the kits. And I think it came out really nicely. I kind of Also used paper doilies just to add a little more of that shabby chic look, a little bit of extra softer texture. And also in the kit was a little manila tag, which I also sprayed gold. I wanted everything to kind of stay in a pretty tight color scheme with the earthy colors, the blues, and a little bit of shimmer with that gold spray. And so this is the first layout. And as I previewed before, this is the second layout. And this was taken at the famous alligator farm there. And they not only have alligators, but they have crocodiles and turtles and birds and a whole bunch of different creatures that were so fun to look at. And my niece and nephew, my brother-in-law and I took my dad. And so this is a little shot of us here. My brother-in-law took the picture, and I just thought that it would be fun to also add little background pictures of some of the crocodiles here. And this was the only family picture that we actually took while we were on vacation, all of us included. And I put little Post-it notes on top of everyone's faces other than my parents and me. But this was it. This was the only picture. So I knew I had to include that here. But basically, I did the same kind of general layout. I did the sprays, I did the shells, the flowers, some of which I sprayed, some I didn't. There also is this little chipboard piece, which I gessoed first to make more white. And then I brushed on, or actually I rubbed on with my finger, some of this Art Anthology Gold Metal Effects, which I think gives a really beautiful shimmer. There was also some of these like pearl spray stickers that were included in the kit, so I included that there. I also broke apart the chipboard piece. This was like a smaller circle, but I wanted it to show a little bit over here, even though that covered up the E in Augustine. And then I layered on some extra shells, some little shell pieces. I used the bottom part of that manila tag, and I just cut the corners off so it looks like another tag here, just to add a little extra texture and to make it more coordinating with the other side of the double page layout. To make these two layouts hangable, I put them on some cardboard backing, and I did that just with the hot glue gun. The paper for the layout had kind of warped a little bit because of all of the wetness and sprays and whatnot, but putting them on this cardboard base really straightened them out and actually now made them hangable without a frame or anything like that. So it's an inexpensive way to make some home decor with scrapbook layouts. And I think my parents will love this as a little gift for my dad's office. I also wanted to share with you guys the picture that I had blown up after a visit that I took with my sister and my parents to the Atlanta High Museum, which currently has an exhibit by Yayoi Kusama, who's a very famous modern artist who I just think did some incredible, very avant-garde work. And so I blew up this picture to 16 by 20, and then I cut off the excess, and to turn the edges of the photo forward to fill the shadow box, I scored and folded about 3/4 of an inch from the edge all around the photo. The photo I had cut to about 13 3/4 or 13.5 inches so that I knew I had excess to fold forward and fill the shadow box. Then I clipped the corners of the image so that I could turn, as you can see here, the sides up, and I left a little bit of a triangle on one side so that I could tape that corner. Turn the edges of the picture so that it kind of came forward in the shadow box frame that I purchased at Michael's. There was a 50% off sale, and I knew that this would be perfect for this picture of my parents. So I love how the kind of background fills the inside of the shadow box. You can see the interior edges there that are turned up toward the front of the frame or shadow box. And that was it. Really simple. It cost about $10 to blow up the picture to a poster size and then cut it down and turn the corners. It was really easy to do, and I know this will be a gift that both of my parents will really love and cherish for a long time to come. And that's it. I just wanted to do a couple of quick shares like this. I hope you all are having a wonderful crafty day. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.